Good evening, one and all. I am Charles, otherwise known as CP. He is Gray, otherwise known as Grey Poupet. We're here a little late, but we discussed the idea of doing a spoiler discussion about the most recent entry into the Predator franchise. But before we do that, we had a discussion and wanted to get to this first. And this is actually going to be our combined rankings. So in the middle of the screen, you'll see something of a cheat sheet. You'll spoiler. You get our bottom 8 rankings. On the left side of the screen is my ranking. You must have better vision than I do. On the right side is Gray's. Gray, I don't know if you've looked at the image, but we're not that far apart on our rankings.
No, I think we're pretty close. It's where I am different than everybody else. Like I don't hate Alien Resurrection, and I don't hate Alien 3 as much as a lot of other people. So I might have that a little bit higher than most. But I think other than that, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, I think my blind spot is The Predator, where
Oh, but there's a superpower in that
I
one.
have too much Tylenol. That's the superpower. What's going on to those of you in chat? Sean Sheridan says Alien and Aliens are easily top 2. Well, that we haven't spoiled yet. So as we get on, we'll see where we put them. But it looks like neither of us have them in the bottom 8. So there's that. Martin says, you guys going to discuss the bonus situation? Right. I don't know if you get that reference there, Gray. I would hope so. The bonus situation?
I don't think I do. I feel very stupid at the moment. For some reason, it's over my head.
Well, no, me and Marty, it's the discussion they're having at the table in Alien 1.
Oh,
Like they're like refusing to work because they want to talk about their bonus situation.
yeah, I really should know that. I am an idiot. Thank you.
It's a 50-year-old movie. It's fine. Ryan, what's going on? He says, hey, CP and Greg. What's going on? Ryan. And Christian says, I rewatched Badlands. I think it helps better on a second watch, just my opinion. But I agree with Sean. Alien and Aliens are 2 of the greatest films.
I agree with literally everything in that comment. Yeah, I think I gave you some shit and said that, I have ranked it as high as I think I could. I got to be honest, I watched it a second time and, man, I dig it more now. So I was wrong.
Okay. Martin clarifies, lads, Charles, going to be interested to see where you put Alien 3 and if it'll be the work print.
Yeah, that's going to be a caveat. Do you have a definitive version of Alien 3? Is it theatrical cut?
I'm trying to think. Last time I did not rewatch that for this session here. So I'm assuming it's the work print. Neither really jump up too much to me.
Like the ox or the dog. What's your form of xenomorph that you like to start it off with?
Well, it doesn't matter because, human skull xenomorph is like the max way to go. And luckily they nailed it in Resurrection. Jaden, yo. So we'll get the messy shit out of the way first. And we have something of a flip-flop there on the bottom.
Yeah.
Go on.
I wanted to ask you about that because... so you went with R as
I did.
yours.
I have a bit of
The worst?
I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to my movies. I need to see them to fucking rank them. And holy shit, if they had just turned a light on or two during that movie, maybe I would have enjoyed the experience. But it plays like a shitty slasher. It's weird if they're like, hey, let's do that Halloween Michael Myers fucking Jason Voorhees thing, but also Alien and Predator happening in the background. Like, listen, you're your own thing. Don't make your version of, a teenage slasher movie. And on top of that, can you throw some lights on and maybe, not put the lens cap on your camera when you're shooting?
I hear you.
Oh boy.
But Wolf, though, man. Some argue he's the greatest predator, the greatest Yacha of all in this series. Wolf, he's dispatched to take care of the Predalien. Come on,
Yeah.
Wolf. Does
I
he get nothing from that? He even
no.
gets name checked, perhaps, maybe in the new one.
Maybe, possibly. Martin says, AVPR, Aliens versus Predator versus Dawson's Creek.
So you're getting bonus elements. You're getting an awesome alien. Well, let me tell you why I ranked it a little higher than that, and that's because of Paul W.S.
Mhm,
Anderson.
mhm.
Man, this guy has ruined every single video game property out there. Um, I kind of get it. Like, if I was married to Mila Jovovich, she'd be in everything that I have as well.
Mm.
And I think she deserves a role in many a film, but my God, everything that he did, I don't understand his takes on video games, his takes on any sort of story. And because of that, what do? You've got these extreme heat warriors. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna make their secret temple under Antarctica. Like, why? Like, none of this makes sense. And then roping in this weird mythology, and actually, they were previous gods. Like, let's essentially go with Stargate, but throw the Predator in it now. I don't like his choices.
Uh-huh.
And then every one of the characters is they're forgettable. It is kind of cool because it's the first time that you get to see young blood predators, so they do get to hunt so that they can earn their blooded status, so that they can become part of the actual tribe, which is stuff that we'll be using later in the lore.
Mm.
But man, the other choice was to make this a PG-13 Predator and Alien movie. It's the first time they're going to cross over. So what should we do? Make it family friendly. Um, I really hate the choices that were made in this, and that's why they tried to autocorrect with AVPR. Like, they even put the hard R in the name because they wanted to show you this isn't that. Like, it's not kids play. We're going hard with it, and they do. Perhaps maybe you don't want to see the like maternity ward scene, and maybe you don't like kids getting killed in the woods, but they
Well,
go hard R with this. For me, that puts it just a little bit above AVP.
alright, so
No Paul
Gray needs to
W.S.
see
Anderson.
kids get killed in woods to enjoy movies better. We just somebody clip
And
that.
I like an R rating.
And he likes the
There's
hard
many
R.
reasons. There's like 3. Uh, what can I say? I rank it a little bit above, and then it's got Wolf that you get to see the first I forget what they call them. The predator hunter? I can't remember. Oh, enforcer. I think it's an enforcer predator. That's what Wolf is, who's coming out to hunt the bad blood, or whatever version needs to be taken out
I
of this
feel
Predalien.
silly, like, you paid attention to these movies. I was just like, "Nope, nope, don't care."
Dude, I went back and rewatched each one because I wanted to find out, like, is nostalgia ranking this for me? And certain ones are a little bit higher up for me. I agree with every criticism that you have. Like, it is way too dark. You can't see anything that's going on.
Mm.
But what you can see is just a lot more either Alien or Predator for me than AVP. Man, I wish Paul W.S. Anderson would not be given a bunch of different video game properties to ruin.
What did he do prior to Resident Evil that, like,
So,
put him on the map?
Mortal Kombat, Resident Evil, he just ruined Monster Hunter. Crap, there's so many of them. He did a Three Musketeers one, which technically wasn't a video game one, but I would argue that AVP also is. It was a Super Nintendo game before it was his movie, so
So
I
he's
think
like
they had him do the adaptation of it.
so he's just like a filmmaker cover band? He's just like, open mic night for studios? Like, "Oh,
As far as I'm concerned,
okay."
I think they know they can get a certain amount from him, but, man,
Mm,
you played the Resident Evil games. He gave us that movie series.
yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I did not see a landing strip in the first Resident Evil game, so whatever that's worth, he did the Anne Heche's asshole from Psycho. He said, "Hold my beer," and
Oh, and, thank you for correcting me in the chat. Cleaner. Sorry, Wolf was a cleaner, not an enforcer. My bad. I
uh,
gave him the wrong name. He's
uh,
like Wolf from, the other famous
yeah, from
thing.
Pulp Fiction.
It makes sense. Yeah.
uh, Trey Fi 35. Wow. I can't tell if this is sarcasm, but I'm going to take it as sincerity. both Alien and Predator have one thing going for both franchises: today's creative choices. I really agree with that. Even if it is sarcasm, like I'm optimistic for both franchises considering the last 2 years or so.
100%. I am not sarcastic at all. I'm told that generally people can't tell if I'm sarcastic or not, but in all sincerity, I am a huge stan of each of these franchises. I even like the movies that I hate. Like
Yeah.
AVP and AVPR do hold a certain place in my heart. It's just the lowest part of my heart. I know they're not good movies, but man, I still kind of enjoy how much I hate them in a weird way. But
Yeah.
I love what they're doing in new things, but I know I'm a stan, so I'm not like most.
Lapse says, "Wasn't a fan of Alien Earth, but I do enjoy the movies. I have yet to finish Alien Earth.
I
Thankfully, we're
would
not."
like to talk to you about
Okay.
it. It's different. They take their liberties, but I don't know. It's got a certain charm that I dig. But I dig a lot of Noah Hawley's stuff. So
Yeah, I
it could be me.
saw enough of it to witness Alien 9/11 or whatever, where they they crash into a building, and I'm like, "Oh, interesting." And then, I
Ah,
know didn't catch up from there.
it gets funny from there. Yeah, you're in for a treat. I'll tell you that.
I'm excited.
It's going to be divisive.
Okay. And so, we're just flip-flopped. You have AVPR at 15 and AVP at the bottom, and I have AVP at 15 and AVPR at 16. AVP, it's weird, like, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed Freddy versus Jason until we had this just a year later,
Hmm.
and I don't know, it felt like a rough draft, a blueprint of sorts for some things that we kind of have in future movies, like with the human being, the Yachta taking the human under their wing and, cutting her cheek and you've earned your wings and all that shit. Like that was
Oh, she got blooded, man.
yeah,
You gotta see a predator blooding ceremony,
yeah,
even though you gotta see 2 of them be very clumsy and not good hunters
but
prior to that.
like you said, bringing it to very chilly fucking underground temple thing. That was I don't know. It was ambitious. I don't know. Like I feel like there needs to be another couple of rewrites on that and some polish added to it. But there's like obviously there's potential because they've taken some elements of that movie and kind of dropped it into certain things in those two franchises since. But what is so egregious about AVP that has you put it at the bottom of the list?
Just it's that thing. It's kind of the Paul W.S. Anderson treatment of it. It sucks that I have to keep saying his name so much. I just wish everyone would forget about him and not reference his work. But man, it's just kind of again taking this thing that's traditionally from, as far as we know, a jungle planet. In the comics, they did have some desert as well, but man, to put them in Antarctica and then to kind of bring in the whole Stargate thing, like truly the Egyptian lore and like the ancient Aztec lore and a whole bunch of these different lores are all actually based off of this alien. To me, that didn't quite land. And then to have them be so clumsy and so different from what we know a predator to be. Like, even if this is, they're unblooded, they're young bloods trying to get the blooded status, man, they wouldn't be that clumsy. And then to have it turn into this buddy action schlock at the end, where then you blood a human by I'm pretty sure it was xenomorph blood that
Yeah,
he burned her with,
yeah,
right? So, from what we've seen with like Drake and stuff from Aliens, I don't think that's going to go well for her. It just doesn't feel like it respected either property. And then to make it PG-13, I just think there's a lot of course correction that happened with AVPR. Maybe they swerved way too hard to the side, but for me, it's kind of a course correcting from where I wanted it.
yeah. And they're not exactly connected, but there are moments in this that we have in Badlands, not exactly the same, but I was like, "Oh, this is the right way to do that thing," um,
Mm.
while also not having a human be the person that's, well, anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it, but, I'm not here to fight about either one of the AVP movies. If you wanna tell me I'm wrong, I fine, I accept it.
Fair enough.
It's not worth any of. I'm not losing any blood or any alien blood or any of that shit. I'm not going down to that underground temple and fucking. It's not Antarctica. It's the South Pole, isn't it? I mean,
South Pole. Fair
where
enough.
the thing is.
Uh, that is the one that I did not go back and rewatch. I remember enough of that schlock, but man, it has been like a decade since I've seen it. So maybe I should go back. Apparently, there's little details that I'm forgetting. But I want to forget that one where it's kind of a surprise. I accidentally forget the stuff in AVPR, and then it's kind of a surprise, and I kind of hate it, but I kind of like it. I respect it because they're going hard. So for me, it's slightly above, but
Yeah.
I respect it. They're both bad movies. They belong on the bottom of the list.
And at 14, we both have, I guess not exactly the same, but one of our opposites as far as blind spots are concerned. You have The Predator at 14, and I have Alien Resurrection at 14. Um, uh, Alien Resurrection and Alien 3, I have not watched in the last couple of years, and my memory shit to begin with. So I might need you to jar my memory loose a little bit there. It's unfortunate that I
There's
have.
this amazing scene with a basketball where she shoots it behind her head from 3 points, and then she makes it. Yeah, it's weird. I understand why a lot of people don't like it. They used a lot of weird '90s kind of tropes in it, but man, there's some fun scenes. You get Dan Hedaya. He gets hit with one of the jaws in the back of the head, so you get him discovering his own brain matter. That's an awesome shot.
Mm,
I love the trapped xenomorphs that they're getting a little bit more clever. They're not these stupid creatures from like AVP or whatever. They realize that they can sacrifice one of their own, use the blood to escape. That is amazing to me. There's so many little fun things in it, and then by the time you get to the newborn, there's some interesting ideas. I think the execution of it's also the first time you get to see an alien underwater,
mm,
but
yeah.
it's CG and it doesn't look great. You also get the weird group of like mercenaries. You've got the dude with the taxi driver guns that can come out of nowhere, the dude in the wheelchair. There's more dudes, but that's basically it. Ron Perlman's one of them.
Hmm.
Uh,
Winona
yeah,
Ryder's
I
in
don't
that. I keep
know.
forgetting that. I keep forgetting Winona
Yeah, she
Ryder's in
plays
that.
Call.
Mhm.
She is their synthetic. I kind of dig that. It was again one of those. It actually surprised me the first time I watched it. I don't know if they give it away too much, but yeah, I dig it. To me, that's I understand it is kind of my low point in the franchise, but there's still elements that I like in it.
I
But I understand and respect your choice to put it below.
I might be unfairly critiquing the Alien franchise because we had a discussion last time. I think the Alien franchise, the ceiling is higher than the Predator franchise. So considering how great Alien is when it's not good, it feels like the floor is lower than Predator is. And if you watch like either Alien or Aliens, and then just skip right ahead to something like Resurrection, you're like, what the fuck happened? Like this was just a couple of years later. What are they
Yeah.
doing? And
I've even got kind of like a T2, like kind
yeah,
of homage weirdness to it. Like there's some not great stuff going on there. It's definitely the low point for me. You're right. It doesn't seem to fit with how great the series was up until that point. But there was just that stumble with 3. So, they gave it to kind of an outsider.
I think there's something to be said for like if you look back at anything that wasn't original in the late '90s, they were trying to figure shit out and kind of missing. But on your number 14 there,
So I want to love this movie.
Mhm,
I don't know what happened here. So it's Shane Black, who I absolutely love his films.
mhm.
There's so many of them that are just amazing. He's great at writing dialogue. I like the situations that he puts his characters in. He's great at writing characters. He was in the original Predator. He plays Hawkins.
Mhm.
Like he was there. And the rumor has it that there needed to be on-set rewrites, and they were in the middle of like a writer's strike. So perhaps that's why he was given the role of Hawkins.
Oh,
I'm not sure, But
Hmm.
man, that original Predator was so amazing. And you think, okay, he at least understands the tones and kind of the undertones and themes. He understands what could be going on there. Man, what we got. I hate almost everything about this film. There are a couple of fun lines. I don't necessarily hate every character that's in it, but
Mhm.
man, just the portrayal of autism and making it the superpower and the reason why the predators are just the whole thing. Like, so they do have this weird thing in the comics about like genetic purity and stuff, but it really is more about being like the ultimate predator. It's not like, hey, you know what would help us with that? Autism.
No,
It's weird.
isn't it? Isn't it?
I don't respect a lot of the
But
choices.
isn't it like leaning heavily into the neurodivergent? Like just the definition of it, just being like, well, of course,
I don't know if
it's
it's leaning heavily. I think it's scratching the surface.
well, yeah.
And
Being heavy-handed
but
about it,
like
maybe.
he's known for like his amazing writing, but like literally when the two bullies confront the kid, it's like, you want to eat some ass burgers? It's not even like a good Asperger's joke. Like, give us 5 minutes, we can come up with some more. Like,
Mm,
I don't understand it. It feels like everything went wrong, and maybe it did. From what I understand, there was a bigger role that there was a guy who was a friend of Shane Black's that had in it, and it was during the Me Too era, and he was definitely accused of
oh,
something. So
right,
I think they had to cut his part out
right.
completely.
Mhm,
In the trailer, you see that like the band of misfits, they're on a tank with two other predators who seem to be fighting the super predator. It looks like they cut the movie to hell. But
mhm,
what we ended up getting, I find no enjoyment in. And then man, for it to lead to that ultimate scene of what he brought back and what it does, just the Predator Iron Man suit, just man, I really do not enjoy this movie. Just to me, give me Alien 3 any day. Like I find so much beautiful in that, and give me the newborn over Predator Iron Man suit. But that's just a me thing. I
yeah,
want to love the movie. I don't find any enjoyment in it.
yeah, that's fair, and I think if I'm being honest about the 2 franchises separate, I think I go to Predator for some more fun stuff, and with the exception of the 3rd act, which is just a mess. The 3rd act in The Predator, like, I don't like, I really hope it was cut to hell because if that was what they planned, holy shit. Um, it was fun enough, and I liked the group of guys that are a little way too fucked up, um, having some sort of gallows humor about things. I don't know if I expected like, if I was expecting a sequel to Prometheus and I got that, I probably would be pissed. But because it was, like, in the Predator universe, because it was Shane Black coming off of The Nice Guys, I might have, like, this cocoon that I'm just like, "Just more Shane Black, please, please." And it was funny enough, which kind of, like, made some of the shittiness of it not hurt as much for me. So,
It
um
sucks because like, there were attempts at and I get it, like, I'm not gonna mark a movie down for an attempt, like, if it works for somebody else, like, it was obviously successful. It's not if it didn't make me laugh, like, screw this. Just everyone in there I've seen be so much funnier, especially,
mm,
Keegan-Michael Key is just he's amazing. I find him super annoying in this one. I think he could have
really?
played that character
Okay.
way better. I dig the Thomas Jane of that,
See,
uh whatever you wanna call it, bromance
I was
way more than the, Key.
I was just going to say that, like, his on the nose portrayal of Tourette's was a little, well, it seemed like they weren't very sensitive to certain
No.
certain medical situations, so whatever, par for the course. So at 13, so we'll do 13, 12 because we are upside, oh, no, excuse me, I'm wrong. Gray has Predator 2 at 13. I have Predator 2 at 12. So, uh,
So, I just went and, rewatched it actually last night with my wife. Apparently, I suck as a husband. I had never exposed her to, the amazing Danny Glover that is in Predator 2. Um, to me, it's not a great follow-up.
mm,
There's a lot of choices that are taken, but just, man, it kinda lands super flat, and it doesn't seem to have the overtones, the undertones that the other one had. It just seems to be on a single layer and just that level to me isn't the greatest level. I understand if it works for other people, like there is the whole nostalgia factor. I love Danny Glover. The now I'm forgetting Harrigan, Mike Harrigan, I think is the character. I like that character, but man, there's just so much weirdness going on. I love me some Bill Paxton. It's kind of a fun, over the
Mm.
top, annoying Bill Paxton in this one. But man, it feels like 2 different movies, and then the fact that they did it in 1990, but it's in future 97, which is apparently the Colombians versus the, Jamaicans, but we're in LA for some reason, not like Florida.
Your melting
I
pot.
don't know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it just seems so strange, and then there's so many times where, uh, in the original Predator, he would be going after, like, the alpha, but it's just not what we see happening in this one. Granted, it's a different, Predator, but just man, I dug what they did in the Concrete Jungle Predator comics. They
Mm.
bring in Dutch's brother instead, and it's kind of a fun story where well, not fun, but, I like what they were able to do with those type of comics as opposed to what they were able to do in this one. It just a lot of it falls flat, but it gives us the weird skull at the end and actually ties the 2 franchises
Yeah.
together. I
That's the
kinda
first
dig that.
that's the first time, like, that crossover's shown or mentioned, right?
Yes, and I always thought the xenomorphs would have had, like, exoskeletons, so they wouldn't actually have, like, bone skeletons in their head, but still,
You're such a
man,
nerd. Their blood is
yeah, fair
freaking
enough.
acid,
Well,
for fuck's
if I'm
sake.
gonna if I'm gonna nerd out, like, okay, so the Predator ship is right under this building, so what does he do? He stops in this old lady's bathroom to cauterize his wound and then rub a bunch of wall plaster and tile into it for some reason, because that's the way you fix severed limbs, and
Sure.
then he just immediately jumps down it, but, like, why didn't he just go down there? Like, it would have taken apparently 30 seconds more, and then he could have done his, thing in his ship. Like, was it shame that the rest of the Lost Tribe might have seen it? I don't know what his motivation was in that moment, but as long as I'm nerding out, that doesn't make sense either. I wanna like it. It gives us the pistol, it gives us the crossover, but to me, it's just not as enjoyable as a lot of the other films.
Yeah, I
More
have
enjoyable than Shane Black's version.
I won't go that far, but it's the Predator movie that I watch the least, and that includes, the VPs or the VAs. For some reason, whenever it was, like, on cable, I would always tune into it, and it was during the beginning, which was, like, the streets of LA, and I was just like, "Ah, this isn't Predator." So I would always, like, change it, and, I never
Yeah.
really caught it at the right time, which is the second half. So, criminally underseen by me, but, uh,
It
I
does have another amazing thing, and I didn't give her credit, but, Maria Conchita Alonso, the same lady who played, I'm forgetting her character's
and The
name in
Running
The
Man.
Running Man.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, she had a good, like, 3-year stretch, but, in 2 kind of amazing franchises with, some big stars, so good for her, but, yeah, I
And
really like her
disappeared.
character and kind of yeah, but, it gives us more depth to the Predator, that, perhaps he's got a softer side. He's not wanting to hurt the baby, where, future predators might be willing to.
Yeah. I don't know, like, it's the one I avoid watching them. Like, if I were to rank this on rewatchability, I might have Predator 2 at the bottom. For some reason, I just have, like, this nope, don't wanna watch it, don't care. There's just something about that movie that I cannot, like, I can't tangibly tell you
Ah.
that, like, this is why I have a problem with this movie, but eh,
The the score too. You go from Alan Silvestri in the first one, which is just
mm,
amazing, and he keeps coming back to this theme, and you kinda get different versions of it. Like, every time the team is on screen, you get, like, the snare in there, so it's a little bit more that militaristic, and then at the end, it starts it with the horn, and you get kind of the taps, like, just, it's awesome. Where then you get to Predator 2, and, like, the score is just, like, a bunch of, like, it almost sounds like geese or something going on with, like, a bunch of, like, congas. It's a really weird score. It sets a scene, I don't know, it's kinda like what Major League used for, like, the voodoo music when, Serrano was kinda
uh-huh.
doing his
Jobu?
thing, but, Yeah. But, yeah, just kinda extended. I don't hate the movie. There were a lot of choices made that kinda differentiated it from the first one, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem to hit as hard, and just the fact that it doesn't have these kinda themes going under it,
I
I don't
enjoy
know, it feels a lot more one-dimensional.
I enjoy the theme from Predator 1, but have you ever fallen asleep with the Blu-ray menu on and have that like the menu, the
I have
menu screen
not.
is just like the same 5 seconds over and over again, and if I've fallen asleep, like, I could hear it and it becomes a part of my dream where it's just like, just turn the power off because it's like, it's infiltrating whatever the fuck I'm dreaming about, but same 5 seconds over and over again. Um, DVD menus, make them longer. Um, but
And, uh, Trey35 is saying, "Predator 2 is vastly underrated. What the fuck, fellas?" I get it, man. It's definitely subjective, and I know I'm weird in this, where I would, put Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. I understand I'm the only one who would do that, above it. But, yeah, I just for me, there's so many parts that don't quite work. Just like where he goes to his trunk, and it's like, "Okay, I got this bag of guns. Not that one. I need the big one," which is actually on the lit. There's so many things that, like, they could be amazing, iconic scenes. It's kind of like the handshake, the most famous handshake ever from the original, but it just doesn't land for me. But I
son
get
of
it.
a bitch.
Nostalgia, man.
Uh, the Predator above Alien 3, why would you want to do that? Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Look, I sort of explained. I just have like this Shane Black make me laugh. Okay, that's all I need. Thank you. But at 12, you have Alien Resurrection. Not
It
too far
is.
off. I mean, I think my ranking of The Predator is probably more egregious than yours of Alien Resurrection, but go on.
It is my least favorite of the Alien franchise, but there's a bunch of things that I like in it. The whole the newborn and then the window situation, like, I cannot get any of that taken out of my mind. That is, like, indelibly burned in there. Again, Dan Hedaya, I always love seeing that dude, but having him be this weird general or guy in charge of it who gets hit in the back of the head with the double jaw. Man, they were just they checked a bunch of my boxes, kind of when I was a kid. So maybe it's a nostalgia thing for
Mm,
me. I understand it isn't the greatest team. We don't need that team up, and the basketball thing is really stupid. Plus, we already kind of had a version of this. It's very strange that they decided to bring it back in this particular way, but it still kind of works for me. I would rather watch this than I would Predator 2, sadly. Uh, so that's why I got to put it up a little bit above.
and Luke says my hype levels for Resurrection give that film a very bizarre fondness for me. Haha. Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
weird. It like everyone brings their own shit to movies that like your own luggage gets or baggage gets brought to these experiences and like only like what's going on in your headspace when you're experiencing something and if it's the right place the right time it sticks with you so you know all of this matters and none of it matters at the same time so um yeah we're just having fun here nothing's going to happen if you're
But
agreeing with us or disagreeing with us everything's fine.
but that one scene where the aliens are all locked up, and then they get the bright idea to take out one of their own to get out, the weakest, if you will. Man, that to me, just it's worth the movie. Where you kind of get this little advancement that hey, they can learn, and they're that ruthless.
Yeah.
Just I love it.
I think even like I kind of alluded to it before. Like if I'm watching the worst of either Alien or Predator franchise, it's still going to be a better experience than the worst of a this franchise right here. So, uh, so yeah,
Oh, but Jason X is so good.
ugh.
Love it.
All right, so we both agree on number 11, which is interesting because I guess this is my newest experience, and it is the animated Killer of Killers, which was just released this year. Um, I don't know how I feel about the lack of dialogue. There's very little dialogue. The animation style is spectacular, and the three little separate stories there that kind of get brought together for the third act. Um, neat. It feels a bit more like a fan film of sorts than something proper. Like, I don't know how to say it without feeling or sounding offensive, but, like, it doesn't feel like something that, like, you could sell somebody on, like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna start a franchise. Here's" like, if it were a short, I think it would be better. The fact that it was, like, feature length, but kind of didn't have much on the bone, I don't know what that says about it, but it was an alright experience. I was intrigued. The post-credit stuff, it was just like, "Alright, now you're really a fan film," but for
So
the
that wasn't even on there when they so you do get I'm blanking on her name from Prey, but that was just it. That was where it stopped, and then you had the warehouse scene.
why have I never heard
What you're
Spacin' before?
Spacing is pretty great. Um,
Oh.
so I do wanna disagree with you a little bit.
We
So
we
the
agree. No,
shield,
the number
which
says
is
we agree. No, 11. We both say 11,
okay,
so no
okay.
disagreeing.
Uh, there's a slight bit of not quite meeting up, and where we don't quite align is, so The Shield is the first one, the Viking story. I don't necessarily hate it. It's not my favorite.
Mm,
It does feel a little strange that you'd then kind of shove a predator into that story, but I get what they're trying to do with it. That's somewhat successful. The sword, the second one, that one to me is just amazing.
the
I
best.
absolutely love that.
Definitely
Like
the best.
everything about
Yeah.
that. And
If
then the worst of it is the bullet. Like, I don't like anything about this. None of it makes sense. It feels so cartoony, and then to have a predator who then is he's got space technology. Like, why would he be hanging out with, like, World War II planes and going anywhere near
he's drunk,
that
he's
whole
fucking
thing is
around.
wrong, and then fixing a plane by getting out on the wing, like, I don't know. None of it quite works to me, and it feels really cartoony.
Hmm.
But man, do I like that 3rd act. So apparently, kind of the end is where he got the idea for it. He originally wanted to call it Warehouse, which is all just kinda based off of the ending. I kinda dig that idea. The comics have kinda done something like that, but it is kinda his take on it. I don't kinda hate the idea, but I don't wanna see them do it in live action. Like, if that's where they're gonna take,
Mm.
like, cartoons, cool. I don't wanna see what I think we're gonna see, with that. But, to me, it's mildly successful. I really like the sword. That part is a badass, Predator
Right.
story, and, I kinda dig that.
I
A lot of what the comics did was kinda go at different times and stuff. They've kinda set up that perhaps there's many visits.
I think the thing we agree on is if you could just make the sword the second little feature, make that the entire movie. If you wanna do an entire movie about just that storyline, I think we both agree that that's okay too. Um, yeah,
I
the
think
the
there's even
world
ways you can make the shield, like, a little bit more successful.
well,
I don't think that one's, like, a total fail, but man, the
the World War
bullet
II
just
thing is
that
just
takes me out of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's odd. It's odd that it's kind of uneven like that, but, it shows just how much when it's strong, it's very strong. That kind of pulls everything else up with it. Um, but still, this is, as far as both of us are concerned, this is the worst that Trachtenberg has done so far. Still pretty good, and,
But,
I
Trash Picture Show is mentioned that, he loved Killer Killers. They loved Killer Killers. That's awesome. And saying that it is the closest to the old school, Dark Horse, Predator books. I agree. I think a lot of those Dark Horse ones were a little bit stronger than the stories that we got, but you're right. It totally reminded me of that.
yeah, and the sword reminded me of a great G.I. Joe Snake Eyes comic called The Silent Issue, which was totally dialogue free. Yeah, that's
Huh.
that's
That's
fine.
awesome.
Um, like, I think for an American audience, with an animated film, you're gonna try to avoid subtitles because us Americans don't like reading, certainly not during, feature-length films, although America has an affinity for anime, so I don't know, that doesn't really line up too much, but, on to our top 10. Number 10, Gray has Predators, which is, interesting. So you have Predators at 10, sir. Why do you have a problem with
Yeah.
Mr. Rodriguez?
So I don't know if you've ever seen kind of what Rodriguez's original script was. So
No.
he wrote it when he was doing Desperado, and then he was very heavily involved in this. But he's not the one who gets the directorial credit on this, even though they did a good portion of it at like his studios,
Mhm.
and then he helped quite a bit on set. But it is loosely based on kind of his original take on it, and his script went a lot further, but, there's some really cool ideas in this. I get it, like, you previously had Arnold, so we're gonna go a different way, and we're gonna go with Adrian Brody. Man, a lot of it's the voice that he's using,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that he's putting on his, "This is my," it's almost like Dark Knight, Batman voice, but it's not quite that. It's kind of Adrian Brody's version of it, and if at any point he kinda would drop that, I think this would be so much higher up on the actual list for me. Um, I kinda dig some of the ideas that they put out, and I kinda dig some of what they were doing with the Predators. I definitely dig this a lot more than Shane Black's or the AVP ones, but, yeah, to me, there's not a lot of rewatch in this, and a
Hmm.
lot of it is Adrian Brody for me. I don't know what it is because I love him in a lot of his other roles, but it's just kind of that voice. It just always takes me out. But I
That's
dig the drone predator. I dig a lot of these. The one that has the xenomorph mandible on his face for some reason. A lot of these are really cool ideas, and then having the two forms of predator, the two different versions of it, uh, you do have bad bloods apparently are what the, ones are supposed to be, and then you've got, the jungle predators, which the jungle tribe that we kind of know from the first 2 movies that, well, I guess, the Lost Tribe is not exactly jungle tribe, but, that's getting into it too much, but, you have a traditional predator who's strung up, and then could he be friends? And then you can kinda see that there is emotion behind these predators, they do make certain decisions, and they are willing to kinda team up in a way that's not as corny as AVP.
yeah.
It's got a lot of positives.
It's funny. Adrian Brody has won an Oscar and puts a voice on, and Topher Grace is essentially Topher Grace from that '70s show, and I don't know what that says about anything, but it's interesting that there's like ideas here in Predators that kind of comes up a little bit, sort of in Killer of Killers, and like I really appreciated the flipping of, you know, essentially fishing, where
Mm.
you're bringing the prey to you and, going on that planet. Um, I don't know if it was just, like, washing the taste of the AVP movies out of my mouth, but, man, it was such a welcome change of pace and, like, for it to be serious and not PG-13. Like, the different types
Sure.
of assassins and shit, like, I'm kind of pissed that we didn't have at least another movie like that, even though we technically kind of do with the 3rd act of Killers. So
There are comics that literally, tell his story. There is more to his story. Perhaps he makes it back. Who knows?
mm,
Um, but yeah, it is a stacked cast.
mhm.
I love everyone who's involved in this, and everyone became, so much bigger. Like Mahershala Ali is just amazing in this, and I wish his character got to do a little bit more. Walton Goggins is just
Mhm.
amazing as that type of character. Just man, you really kind of hate him, but can kind of feel for him in a way, but uh, not that much tears are shed for his ultimate fate. But yeah, there's some really cool stuff going on here. Just where it kind of loses me is essentially like the Lawrence Fishburne
Oh,
parts.
yeah.
They only had him on set for like a day or so, but man, to make him such a formidable foe, he's got the invisibility, the cloak, if you will. He's got a mask, but he just kinda gets taken out. To me, I don't know, there's just some inconsistencies. I wanted
Right.
a little bit more. I wish we would've gotten a sequel to this as opposed to, The Predator.
Yeah, and considering how much I enjoy The Predator, the fact that Predators is mostly serious, and then you have Lawrence Fishburne just kind of being like, kind of shell-shocked and goofy a little bit, like, that didn't match up with the rest of the tone, and I think if there's one thing other than the reveal with Topher Grace's character, Lawrence Fishburne, a tale of two moods with him, and it didn't really line up for me. But yeah, I have it higher, but um, at number 9, I have it at number 8. You have Alien Covenant, which people were
Mhm.
being concerned in the chat. They thought you had Alien. Um, those are the logos.
No.
I used the actual logos. Sorry. So we're back to being close again. But Alien Covenant at
Yeah.
9, Gray. I have it at 8.
Yeah, I wanted to like this. I thought maybe this could work. It is kind of weird to see some of the choices on actors in there. Uh, but still, it could work. I like them and other things,
Mm,
but yeah, and it is ultimately great to see some of the answers to the David questions that were kind of put there. But I just thought we were going to get like an answer to Prometheus and kind of an evolution of where that movie was going, and it's just kind of an abrupt turn, and then we're just gonna shove some actors that don't feel like they should necessarily be there in here.
right.
Um,
Yeah.
do you have a better experience with Covenant, or is it just me?
No, considering what we're gonna be talking about next for you, I rather enjoy Prometheus, and it feels like Covenant is, I don't know, Fox trying to give the fan base both. Like, "Oh, for those of you who enjoyed Prometheus, we're gonna give you David still, but those of you who are wondering where all the xenomorphs and shit were, all the alien shit, we're gonna bring that back." And they kind of give you half two halves of an incomplete movie where it's just like you're giving both sides half, and I don't think what they it's nice to know. I mean, the David arc between Prometheus and Alien Covenant, perhaps the best villain that isn't a xenomorph in the Alien franchise, but um to see like where Prometheus leaves off for him to just go and fucking wipe everyone out. Like, why was that so important to tell that story if you're just gonna like what? Um,
Feels very Alien 3. I guess it is
yeah,
part of the franchise that, just off screen in between movies, we're just gonna, don't worry about that anymore.
yeah, and Elizabeth Shaw just kind of, why did you do that again? And I don't know, like the horror elements of when the xenomorph is on the ship, like in the last 10 minutes or whatever. Yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't like th you can't take those two subgenres because Prometheus is a very different movie than, like, Alien, and then just kind of expect them both to work. The action of Covenant or Aliens or, any of the faster paced Alien movies and kind of tack that on to the Prometheus ending. I don't know, Prometheus was like this question asking thing, and Covenant's like, no, he just don't worry about it. He's gonna end up being the guy that creates xenomorphs. Like, what? What's the rush? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I there's some parts that get paid off. Like I do like that whole now I'm forgetting the other version of David's name, but I do like that.
Walt? Oh wait,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
blanking on it. I should know
shit.
this, but yeah. That part is cool, but just it feels like it's such a letdown from where Prometheus was going to
Hmm.
where we get with this one. So,
Um,
I put it a little bit below.
and I have Badlands at 9, but I think we'll be talking about that on your behalf in a little bit. But you have
Hmm.
Prometheus at 8. Um,
Yeah, I do.
what's the deal, sir?
Um, I like it more than Covenant. I've got some flaws with it. Like, okay, so this giant horseshoe-shaped ship is gonna fall down. Like,
No,
go any way other than straight. Like,
no.
you don't have to run in a straight line. Don't follow the shadow. Just like go to either. There's some issues with it. what can I say? I enjoyed the whole David thing. I kind of liked some of the questions that it asked, but at the same time, some supplemental information is kind of needed to fully flesh out what you see. It's not the clearest picture on there.
Yeah.
I know for the longest time, I thought the civilization that we see taken out was engineers. Apparently, it's not. It's there's a lot more going on than I kind of realized at first viewing, but it's not the most pleasant, and it doesn't hook you like any of the other it didn't hook me like any of the other entries in this franchise. That being said, there's so many amazing ideas that it just kind of questions, as you put it, that it just kind of puts out there that I really wanted some answers to. But
Yeah. Yeah. I think
yeah,
on my,
I think it would be higher if it got that payoff from the second one, but
that's
they
fair.
tried to course correct again and we got Covenant.
That's fair. I think every time I watch it, I don't expect movies that like are doggy bags where you're discussing like, well, what do you think this means? Like to have that
Mhm.
in a sci-fi horror thriller franchise is kind of wild. And I'll be honest, considering the trailers that were released prior to Prometheus being released, they kind of rope-a-doped us with this high action fucking, just
Yeah.
everything happening in 2 minutes. Like, holy shit, this is going to be nuts. And Prometheus is
I've
not.
grown to appreciate it a lot more, but
Right.
I know, I think I did feel a little bit swindled when I saw the trailer
Yep.
and then what I got. It was
Yeah.
not what I was anticipating, but I have really grown to appreciate it over the years.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie where it's just like, man, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, this is this is I enjoy it much more on a recent viewing than I do the first viewing, which I don't know. Uh, I have it a bit higher. So we'll get to our sevens. Okay, I have Prey. Excuse me, you have Prey. I have Predators, and yeah.
I
Why do you hate
I
Dan
dig
Trachtenberg, sir?
Prey. I do not hate, Dan Trachtenberg. It is, I don't have many Predator movies left on my list. I'll put it that
Oh yeah.
way. So, it's still up there pretty, high. I think there's a couple of things that it did that it paid off really well. First off, I like the wild predator, the primitive kind of predator that we're getting in this one. I kind of like the fan service of paying off the pistol like that. It kind of works to me, but then apparently in the future we learned something else. So it's kind of interesting the way that it's sort of paid off. Um, but yeah, there's parts of it that really work for me, and then there's parts of it that like the hatchet thing where, she makes this awesome, rope or some sort of, leash for her hatchet, and then she's able to just, like, whack it into these trees so hard, and they're making first off, it is amazing sound design where you can really feel that, like, thwack when it hits the tree. It sounds amazing. I think they're definitely gonna pay this off because they just spent, like, 10 minutes on this whole hatchet scene, and she uses it for, like, a fraction of one little battle, and then that whole thing's over. It just it feels like they were setting up kind of, a whole bunch of things that they didn't quite pay off to me.
Hmm.
It it's not exactly like, it's not like there was no payoff, just the payoff doesn't feel like it was worth what the buildup was in quite a few different things for me. However, it's not the worst Predator movie.
No.
I kinda dig a lot of what they were able to do, and, yeah, I kinda dig some of the lore that he was able to bring into this one as well.
Yeah, I think perhaps unfairly, when I hear like the consensus opinion on something, it'll sway my opinion one way or another depending on how I feel. And man, the falling over each other that the internet did to hate Prey when it first came out, I was just like, what movie did they watch? Because like it's pretty fucking good. It's Mulan in the Predator universe, and it's earned. Like, there are times where people say things about, a strong female character, just insert fucking wokeism here, where it's just like, I don't think you understand what those words mean anymore because this is exactly what you would want from proper storytelling. And just because it's a girl, like, I don't think you've lost what it is you're arguing for. It's a great movie. If anything, it's I don't know, a bit redundant if you consider the beats of the first Predator. It kinda especially in the 3rd act, it really is Predator for, like, the last third. It's just the same thing, only different, um, and it's fine. I If you consider the fact that this came out after the Predator, this course correction, um, I if this is a problem, then I don't wanna know what I feel worse is to the consensus because yikes. Um, uh, it's a me, Fabio says, "Hey guys, just started watching now. Can't believe where I'm seeing Predator 2 at." Yeah, um,
I hear you. Um,
both
it's
of us are
nostalgic
kind
for some.
Mhm.
I remember seeing it as a kid. I had The Predator on VHS, and my one buddy had The Predator 2 at his house. So I remember watching it as a kid and just like there's all this buildup, like, oh, I've seen Predator like a million times. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
It still has nostalgic value to me, but just the the turn from where we were going with that first one to where we end up with the gang wars.
it's dude, I do not want to see Jason Voorhees in space. With that said, I want to see Predator in a jungle, not concrete. Thank you very much. It's a mental hurdle, yes, but it's it's in there.
Okay,
What?
Gary Busey in a meat locker, though. Come on. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, I hear you. If you have it higher, cool. I
Yeah.
definitely have some of the next few up way too high, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
With that said, we'll get right into 6. I have Prey at 6, and, well, I talked about Predators earlier, that's my 7. Um, yeah, an inverse of the animated story and I some of those characters in that movie, like we brought up earlier, awesome. But Prey, for all the reasons, here's something of a course correction from the silliness of the Predator, and a scaled back. The fact that they didn't want to release that movie to theaters, go watch it on Hulu now. And if you have a home theater, set that shit up and like Gray brought up, enjoy the sound work and expect an absolutely miserable movie, and then get back to me on how absolutely miserable that is. And I really think you'll be in for a surprise. But Gray, you have Alien 3 at 6, so I'll let you have the
So I
floor.
understand. Here is a controversial take, much like my second best musical of last year. What can I say? It is an amazing movie that you're just not giving it the credit for. Yes, it sucks what they did to Newton Hicks and even half of Bishop off screen for no
Just half the
reason.
cast.
Uh,
It sucks. It sucks what happens to half the
uh,
cast.
but man, what Fincher was able to do, I understand he basically denounces it, but still, it was his vision what put it together. And if you look at like the working cut of it, man, there's some really awesome shit going on here. Just maybe it is my nostalgia, but yeah, there's so many awesome things like Charles Dance. I want to see Ripley with a romance with Charles Dance. Like that's just it's perfect for me. There's some annoying shots in there that I really wish they hadn't
Oh,
done, but this is kind of his second film.
yeah.
He did not know the best way to do some of these things,
Yeah, that
but then it's
skater
got some
cam,
amazing shot.
that fucking
So
fisheye
there's
shit that he does, I'm not
the fisheye one, I
unappealing.
don't wanna see from its point of view,
No.
like, ever, just like, this isn't Evil Dead, don't give me the Raimi cam, like, it's awesome for that, but not for this, and then, unfortunately, some of the other Alien movies have kind of taken up that Alien POV shot. I absolutely hate that.
Mm.
There's some weird miniature work that kind of works, kind of doesn't work, but, it gives us a quadrupedal alien, which we hadn't seen up until this point. I really dug that idea. I get it. I'm gonna be at odds with the internet on this one, but just man, I like all of the different versions of the script for this, and I really wish we would have gotten. Now I'm blanking on his name. The District 9 version. He
Oh,
was going to have
Neil
kind of a
Blomkamp.
continuation. Blumkamp, thank you. He was going to have this amazing kind of continuation, kind of where Aliens left off. Even that would have been amazing. All
Mhm.
the other scripts that I've seen were kind of amazing. There's somewhere it's this entire wooden world, but I kind of dig this weird monastery or whatever you want to call it, religious planet for essentially the worst of the worst offenders who need to be essentially removed from society. I kind of dig that idea, and then just some of the executions here, they work for me. I understand why everyone else hates it, but to me, I love all the cuts of this one.
It is funny that the Alien franchise, more than anything, they're like, "Hey, let's have these people live through one movie, and then for the next one, just fuck it. We're just gonna kill them because we don't know what the hell we're doing." Oh, you liked Elizabeth Shaw from Prometheus? Yeah, well, fuck that. She's dead for this one.
It started the tradition. It's part of the franchise. We got to kill people off screen now.
It's
Uh,
tradition. On to 5. We haven't spoken about this yet, but you have it pretty high, all things considered. You have the brand new Predator Badlands.
I do. So upon watching it a second time and then literally listening to every bit of criticism that exists for this on the internet up until like, I don't know, 3 days ago. If it's been made in the last 3 days, I probably haven't seen it. I just don't see a lot of the criticism as valid. Like, I get it. Everything's a subjective experience. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But like people saying that it's now like the emotional alien, or sorry, predator. Excuse me, the emotional Yacha, the one who needs therapy. Just every single one of these criticisms, they don't seem to pan out.
Mm,
I would like to make a future video going over a lot of these. I think, sadly, this has brought me to my breaking point where I do actually have to make my own content
nice.
now.
The
So
2027 of
I
Grey.
will, yeah, it's the winter of gray. Um, yeah, so what can I say? I think this is kind of getting a raw deal from a lot of people, and man, I just don't think the criticism of this is warranted. Like I said, I watching it a second time, I did actually bump it up in some of my scores. I
Mm,
have some issues with it, but they're few and far between. It's not a perfect movie. I think I've got like 7 or 8 issues with it, but that's not much. I mean, a lot of it is just, convenience to show it. Like,
yeah.
one of the things I don't like the shot of I can't remember if it's an insect and then it gets eaten by, like, a toad and that gets eaten by a lizard. It goes by really quick and shows you just how, dangerous this planet is. I think that shot I is a little cheesy. I think it could have been done quite a bit better, but, to me, that's not enough to say, like, this is a horrible movie or anything like that. Almost everything that is getting criticism for, like why he looks that way, why he isn't acting like the other predators, why he isn't dressed like them, why he doesn't have the traditional weaponry, anything like that. It is told in the story. And then it's also told why this synthetic would act the way that she does. So I don't know. To me, just it doesn't deserve the criticism it's getting. And man, to me, it's one of the strongest Predator films. But
I
wait, you hear my full in-depth opinion later if you want to check out my channel.
I agree. And yeah, we did no, we didn't spoil it. We had a discussion on it here a couple days ago. So if you want to watch us discuss it for an hour, Predator Badlands, some of the the scandal is covered in that stream. I had Badlands at 9. I also agree that this is a better version of that like buddy thing that they do in AVP. Um, Thinking that there's a romance angle here is fucking confusing to me because I don't like, by that logic, Stand By Me is a romance film. Like, why can't people just experience things as like friends, confidants? It's odd. Some of the problems with like it's hard to defend people who have certain issues with movies when all they keep talking about is woman, 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 woman. And it's like, yeah, the woman's playing a robot who doesn't have a vagina, like literally because there's no bottom half of her torso of her body. So like what's the problem here? Um
You don't understand. They're just doing things to sell toys that you can't find on the internet.
there
Don't
are
worry about it.
there are some claims where it's just like, and what does that have to do with the movies? So you're not buying the toy. Got it. What does that have to do with the
Well, there aren't
movie?
even any toys. Like, Google it right now. There's a NECA one, which NECAs aren't really meant for kids. They're kind of
No.
like for collectors. And then
Mhm.
there's a Funko Pop thing. That's it. There's a Funko for every Predator out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's odd. It's fun. I can't wait to watch it again. Um, like I said earlier, Predator is more fun for me than Alien. When Alien works, it's A plus, but Predator is more like a comfort movie for me. And Badlands is, I don't know, if you had to like if you wanted to meet in the middle and you had kids around, um, Badlands is probably the safest thing that you could watch. Don't put on AVP or whatever. Put on Badlands and like you have some like friendly down and out people who are looked down upon in their respective groups, and it's still a Predator movie. The blood is green, so what the fuck difference does that make? Um, you could do far worse for like, in this upcoming holiday season if you're gonna have something on the TV while eating turkey and arguing with your family or opening presents on Christmas. Badlands is a I would call it a risky safe choice, which is defeating the purpose of using either word, but
Well, and it's PG-13, but I
Mhm.
don't think they went light on it. I think they
Right.
literally went kind of the smart way where I don't feel like AVP did anything nearly as hardcore as this one.
Mm,
Maybe PG-13 has changed,
it's a
but
stealth
I would have
PG-13.
assumed.
Yeah.
I think so.
On to our 4. We're getting pretty gritty nitty here. Um,
Okay.
okay, so
Uh,
Gray, you what sorry?
we've had a whole stream about this one before,
Yeah.
but yeah, Alien Romulus.
Which
So I don't think it's recency bias.
I had it at 5 for the record. So I had it at 5, you have it at 4. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
To me, it's a love letter to the entire franchise, the good, the bad, and man, there's some really amazing things that Fede Alvarez was able to
Mhm.
do in this, and then there's some really bad choices like the "get away from her, you bitch." Just why did you have to say the "you bitch" part and then have it with that delivery? Just
You
get away from her. Like that's
you bitch.
perfect. Like that works great. Just I don't know. But there's enough kind of newer things, the tension, especially with the face huggers, that felt right to me, and then, man, I kinda dug the video game gravity aspect where it turns off for a second. You know that's gonna come up, and that's going to be something to do with aliens in the near future. I understand if some people didn't like it. It literally is a love letter to every part of the franchise. Most people don't like Resurrection and Alien 3. It still gets its love in there with this one, so yeah, I understand, but, to me, this is a really good way of doing, a love letter without doing fan service, but I can understand if subjectively you feel like it is fan service and it doesn't work for you.
Dude, you brought up video game shit. If you could just port this movie and make it a video game, I would play the shit out of that. Like that movie is a good time, and there's different boss levels and all this different shit
Mhm.
going on where it plays like a video game, like is the way the story runs out and shit. You don't have to be at all creative. Just port the fucking movie, and I'm sure people who haven't seen the movie will be like, "Oh, this is interesting." But, yeah,
Well, and then, the expansion of the lore, like, even with just the worlds that you see what it's like to live under essentially, like, the boot of Weyland Yutani,
yeah,
man, I dig that. There's some really cool things that it did here, where it expanded it, but really kinda gave a big hug and some love to every one of those movies.
yeah,
So,
Weyland
to me,
Yutani.
it's awesome. For some reason, I heard that, Fede Alvarez is not doing the next one, which, I was really saddened to hear that. I really liked where he went with this. I wanted to see if he was gonna do something really original with the next one. So,
Yeah,
hopefully they can work something out with it.
considering Romulus came out last year and Predator, you've had a handful of movies come out in this last year, things are looking up as far as, back of your mind. Again, I haven't watched Alien Earth to completion yet, but, Alien Romulus, as someone who has Prometheus in 4, the fact that they get to, throw enough out in this movie where it feels like both like fan service and something of a sideways story, and also kind of noticing and homaging Prometheus in there. Um, I'm here for it. I love every ounce of it. The issues with it aside, that's fine. The CG, not not very good looking at all. But name me a perfect movie, and I'll name you nothing. It's it's a good ride, and Prometheus, for reasons I said earlier, is something that I didn't know. I had to ask questions about the Alien franchise, but Prometheus, the more I watch it, the more I'm like, yeah, I have more questions, and I think it makes me enjoy it more, which is it's fucking wild. Adam, what's going on? I it's a
Oh,
it's a me, Fabio says the top 3 better be what I'm thinking, and
they
yeah,
probably are.
I think and I think we're in agreement, but just maybe not in the same order.
Hmm.
Number 3, oh, we're in agreement on number
Wh-
3, and that is Predator, otherwise known as
hmm.
Predator. So,
Yeah.
the OG?
I love it.
Mhm,
It is my favorite, hands down, Arnold movie ever.
mhm.
There's others that are like it, but none that are as good as this. Just man, it's the layers, it's the commentary on Vietnam, it's the commentary on 80s masculine movies. It is the over the top masculinity that's in it. Just everything about it hits for me, and it shouldn't. For some reason, they were doing it during writer strikes, and they had Jean-Claude Van Damme in there as the actual Predator in the most ridiculous suit. If you've never seen this, like, Google it. They were going to try and do, like, some primitive kind of CG on it at
Ugh.
one point where it's just this kind of orange insect looking thing. Uh, in Predators, they kind of tried to make the river ghost look something like it, but kind of abandoned because it's not a scary looking thing. It looks like you're taking like Godzilla into the jungle or something. It looks very weird. But yeah, so they had gotten a good portion of the way into filming when Jean-Claude Van Damme didn't look threatening as this weird orange bug. So they literally just scrapped everything they used and then kind of started over again. And man, what they were able to end up with is just, oh, it is gold. I absolutely love the score for it. Every line is quotable and just, man, it is a masterpiece.
Just don't
And
fall asleep
apparently,
with the Blu-ray on.
you know, it got some ideas and some inspiration from a whole bunch of different people. I think James Cameron is the one who gets credit for the mandibles. It's an amazing, iconic
Dude,
creature.
the
I just absolutely love it.
the fact that, like, the first half, it's like this war movie, like,
Hmm.
this, like, kind of, like, distant cousin of sorts to, what the fuck's the movie I'm thinking of? With what's his face on the front cover?
Platoon.
Platoon, yes. In the beginning, it's kind of platoonish, but then the second half, it's like this fucking borderline horror thriller movie that is just awesome. Um, and
Hmm.
and I think people who have problems with Prey forget what exactly what happens in that last sequence there with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But if it bleeds, we can fuck it. Oh wait, that's not the line.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. Any day I could probably swap some of them. It's me, Fabio. It's a me, Fabio. Saying it's hard for me to rank those top three. I agree. I think I just went out of which ones have I watched the most. So sadly, Predator comes in at 3 for me.
Yeah.
But I love the film. I think when I was looking at it, I ranked all 3 of the top ones 5 stars, and that
Yeah.
I usually rank things high, but never 5 out of 5, and all 3 of these are to me. They could be somewhat interchangeable.
Yeah. So because we disagree but agree, essentially, I've shown the top 2. Gray has Alien
Nice.
at 2. I have Alien at 1. Gray has Aliens at 1. I have Aliens at 2. I think it's a preference thing. I feel like if you're more likely to lean on action, you're going to lean on Aliens. If you're more likely to lean on horror, you're going to lean on Alien. I think it's this, like, different sides of the same coin where, like you said, they're both 5-star movies. It just depends on, like, what mood you're in. Like, do you wanna, like, be freaked out and have the thing slowly unravel in front of you, or do you just wanna fucking watch the Marines just go ape shit? That like,
There's so much more than that, though.
oh,
It's
oh,
not just the Marines going ape shit. You've
okay.
also got Burke. You've got Gorman. You've got everything that went on with Ripley's daughter. You've got the whole uh, everything that kind of leads up to her decision
Well,
to
that
go back. And
that
then
mother,
once you do,
yeah,
yeah,
the
it
mother
just,
subtext is, or
man,
not subtext. It's text essentially. Like, uh, it's well crafted. I didn't mean to slight the movie that I put at 2 out of 16. Greg, continue.
I'm just saying, it's not just action. There are things that get kind of expanded and more um, espoused upon. Where the first one is very claustrophobic. This one, you've got moments of claustrophobia, but it also kind of makes the story a little bit bigger. Don't get me wrong, each cast is stacked. I
Mm,
love
right.
everyone in Aliens, but man, everyone in Alien is just amazing. It's one of my top three Yaphet Kotto
Mm.
roles. Just that dude is
Also in The Running Man.
amazing. Yeah, that's I think number 3 for me. I think this one would be number 2. And then, Alonzo Mosley. What can I say? Midnight Run is my favorite Yaphet Kotto ever. But, yeah, just there's so many amazing things in both of them. Harry Dean Stanton, Bill
Right.
Paxton. Just it's just such a great coin to flip.
Hmm.
I could put one higher than the other. I think I've watched Aliens a little bit more. I think it is my favorite James Cameron film. He made 2 amazing sequels, and I don't know how he was able to accomplish what it seems like almost nobody can do. But,
Yeah.
man.
Let me repurpose my slight that you perceived that I took at Aliens. There's that sequence where they have like that machine that gives you like the life. It's like this CRT screen that tells you like what life forms are within a certain radius. The
Mhm.
Alien does tension, and you don't really have like this warning of where things are. You're a bit more tense. But Alien is like that. Aliens, um, you have this little monitor that they're looking at. Looks like the Ghostbusters, the fucking PKE meter. But that audible bleep bleep bleep, and being able to see that they're closing in, and just how many of them are. That
Come
is
on,
a
man. They're taking
master.
out Frost. They're taking out Apone.
The
Everybody.
the masterclass intention there. It's not just an action movie. You're right. They do things rather well in the tension category, and like you really can't go wrong with either. Like if you're going to tell me you're wrong for putting this at 1 or 2, like yeah, okay. um, as long as the other one is in the other spot, like yeah, I get like this is the one thing I
I think I
always
gotta
hear.
be in a mood to watch Alien, which I love
It's
the
fair,
mood that it puts in. But,
sure.
like, I could literally have Aliens playing at any time and just, like, be happy that I'm seeing any one of those scenes. Uh, Not that there isn't complexity to it, but I think that's why I ranked it a little bit higher. It seems more like an anytime movie where, I need to be in that awesome mood to, experience what is Alien. But if I'm in that mood, that one's definitely ranked above Aliens for me.
Well, and if you need to know what well, let me not go there. We'll just say I realized Sigourney Weaver needed more than one haircut at the end of Alien, but I could have held back, but I
It
didn't.
was a different time, okay?
Indeed, it was. Paul W.S. Anderson would not have shot it that way. That is for certain. All right, so there's our list. Let us know in the comments down below where you differ. For the most part, we were close. The middle is there's 1 or 2 that were kind of 3 or 4 spots away from each other, but for the most part, we're like in the same neighborhood. And for as much as I thought we would be disagreeing, not really. Like again, the worst of either of these franchises is still pretty fucking strong, all things considered. Gray, any last words before we duck out of here and head somewhere else?
No, literally echoing exactly what you said. Even the worst of this, even AVP or AVPR, I'd still watch them. What can I say? I find enjoyment even in the worst of this franchise, but all good. And I understand it's all subjective. This isn't an objective ranking. This is just our rankings.
We'll let you know when we get the objective ranking going. But Gray, when, damn it, when is the Winter of Gray happening or starting?
Real soon. We are now in the fall of gray. Um, so I recently stepped back from a bunch of the other streams that I'm guesting on to get more time. So real soon. But don't hold your breath.
Sweet. Um,
But we do have a vote in there that Charles, you are objectively right, and I am wrong. So my bad.
Objectivity, nice. Yeah, so we might do. There's a couple of ideas being thrown around, but be on the lookout. Subscribe to Gray's channel. It should be in the description down below, and keep a lookout. We'll be doing something on the either channel relatively soon, if not on the last panel, which also parallels on Gray's channel as well. For Gray, I have been Charles. Click like, please. Thank you. Have a good evening.